Everything's Fine on 93.9 Dublin South FM.
Good afternoon, I'm Charmaine Colvin and here weekly news on Apna Radio 93.9 Dublin South FM. India has signed a 10-year deal with Iran this week to develop the strategically important Chabahar port. The US has said, however, any country considering business deals with Iran needs to be aware of the potential risks. India has urged the US not to take a narrow view of its port agreement with Iran, despite being warned that business deals with Tehran risk sanctions. Indian Foreign Minister Jai Shankar responded by saying, "It's a question of communicating, convincing, and getting people to understand that it is actually for everyone's benefit." He also said that the US had acknowledged that Chabahar had a larger relevance and that a long-term agreement with Iran was necessary to improve the port's operations. India first entered into an agreement to develop Chabahar in 2016. The port opened a transit route for Indian goods to Afghanistan and Central Asia, avoiding the land route through Pakistan, India's neighbour with whom it shares a difficult relationship. Around 2.5 tonnes of wheat and 2,000 tonnes of pulses have been shipped to Afghanistan through Chabahar port, and India is set to further develop the port by investing about $370 million in the project. Concerns regarding Indian spices continue to mount, with the sales of some spices halted in Singapore and Hong Kong. Some spices produced by Indian companies MDH and Everest are suspected to have elevated levels of ethylene oxide, a cancer-causing pesticide. In addition, the US Food and Drug Administration is also investigating products from the two popular brands for potentially containing the pesticide. Recent research found that since 2021, an average of 14.5% of US shipments of MDH spices were rejected due to the presence of bacteria. MDH and Everest, however, say their products are safe. The EU has also raised concerns of its own since discovering ethylene oxide in samples of chili peppers and peppercorns from India. Food regulators in other countries such as the Maldives, Bangladesh and Australia have also launched investigations. India is a global spice powerhouse with exports of more than 200 spices and value-added products to more than 180 countries, worth $4 billion. The domestic market alone is worth a staggering $10 billion, making it the world's largest consumer of spices. China, the US and Bangladesh are the biggest markets for Indian spices, which include chili powder, cumin, turmeric and cardamom. A giant billboard has collapsed during a sudden storm this week in Mumbai, claiming the lives of at least 14 people, with many more injured and a number of people still missing. The billboard fell onto houses and a petrol station, and emergency services say there are still a few people trapped under it and the rescue operation is still underway. Several vehicles were crushed in the accident, and rescue workers had to use power tools to get around 80 people to safety. Mumbai's authorities have launched an investigation, saying the billboard was several times the permitted size and that the agency did not have permission to put it up. Monday's storm caused significant damage with travel chaos and power cuts. Cow dung could play a prominent role in India's energy industry. India's cattle produce around 3 million tonnes of cow dung a day, according to data collected by the government's policy body, which along with other agricultural waste could be made into methane. Biogas plants do that by using a process known as anaerobic digestion, which involves feeding waste into airtight tanks where naturally occurring bacteria break down the organic matter. The process produces a number of gases, with around 60% making up methane. Currently, India imports around half of its natural gas needs. From next year, the government has ordered gas suppliers to blend natural gas with 1% biomethane, rising to 5% by 2028. As well as reducing India's imports of gas, biogas can also cut air pollution, as stubble which was previously burnt can instead be sent to bioreactors. And finally, in the vibrant, colourful world of Bollywood, a much-anticipated Hindi-language biographical sports drama, Chandu Champion, is due for release. Kabir Khan's upcoming biographical sports drama promises to add to Bollywood another inspiring tale that celebrates the triumphs and struggles of a real-life sports icon. Starring Kartik Aaryan as Murlikant Petka, India's first Paralympic gold medalist, the film highlights Petka's amazing achievements and the challenges he overcame to make history. So that's all from me. You have been listening to Apna Radio 93.9 Dublin South FM.